Have you ever realized how conversations about retirement have changed over the years? There was a time when retirement planning meant a pension from your employer, social security, and a quiet life. But times have shifted, and now maximizing income in retirement means using all the wisdom and creativity you've gathered over decades. You've worked hard, saved, and adapted through many seasons of life. Now's the moment to set the foundation for not just financial security, but all the freedom and possibility that this next phase can hold. So, how do you ensure those years ahead are marked not by worry, but by the confidence to say yes to what matters most? Let's explore some of the best ways to strengthen your retirement income, pairing practical know-how with the kind of everyday wisdom that's second nature to folks who've seen a few cycles of change before. Let's start with something close to home. Social Security. You've likely spent decades paying into the system, and it pays to make the most of what you've earned. Timing, as it turns out, can make a real difference. Taking Social Security at age 62 gives you immediate access, but holding off until your full retirement age, or even 70, increases your benefit. Think of it as waiting for the bread to fully rise before baking. Patience can produce a larger, more satisfying loaf. If you're still working or have savings you can use, consider delaying to unlock a higher monthly check for life. But if health or personal needs push you to claim earlier, that's a valid choice too. The important thing is making a decision that suits your unique situation. You might want to sit down with someone you trust, run the calculations, and imagine how those choices fit your plans for travel, hobbies, or helping family. Have you already navigated this decision? What things helped you decide when to start taking Social Security? Now let's talk about retirement accounts. Traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, there's no shortage of acronyms, but what matters is knowing how to pull money from these pots efficiently. After age 73, for most, the government requires minimum withdrawals from traditional IRAs and 401ks, known as required minimum distributions. The strategy lies in balancing withdrawals to manage taxes, and if possible, drawing from taxable accounts or Roth IRAs strategically. For instance, if you retired early and haven't started Social Security yet, you might consider taking withdrawals in those years to fill up lower tax brackets. Compare that to waiting and pulling out larger sums later, which can result in bigger tax bills. Getting this balance right can help your money last longer and prevent unpleasant surprises come tax time. A practical step is sitting down once or twice a year, maybe with your spouse or financial professional, and mapping out your withdrawals for the year ahead. Another insight is the value of income flooring. This idea is about making sure your basic expenses, housing, food, healthcare, are covered each month by steady, reliable income. Some folks accomplish this with annuities, some with Social Security and a pension, or sometimes a combination. Drawing from a mix of sources gives you a cushion, freeing up other savings for extras or emergencies. If you're curious about annuities, remember they come in many shapes and sizes. Some offer guaranteed lifetime income, while others are more of a hybrid. Take time to understand the differences. Maybe call an old friend who's been through the process, or even think back to the way your parents or grandparents structured their money. How much of your income feels certain? Would a bit more predictability ease your mind as you make plans for the future? Now let's not overlook the impact of working longer, at least part-time. It's not just about padding the nest egg. For many, work brings purpose, social connection, and routine that's good for body and soul. Maybe you've transitioned from full-time work to consulting, teaching, or even launching a small business around a lifelong interest. The extra income can reduce the need to tap retirement savings too soon, and possibly let you delay Social Security for a bigger check later. There's no single path here. Some find joy in volunteering, others in mentoring, and some in a completely new venture. If you're still considering the possibilities, reflect on what gives you energy and satisfaction. What would you do even if you weren't paid? And could that be transformed into an income source? Right in the middle here, I'll ask you to do one simple thing. If you get value from what we have presented, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel, Ageless Intuition. It's one small click, but it means a lot as we build this community together. Let's touch on something that doesn't come up at cocktail parties as often as it should: lifestyle adjustments. Sometimes, the best way to boost income is by managing what goes out. Downsizing isn't defeat. It's often a declaration of freedom. Maybe selling a larger home for something cozier, swapping 2 cars for one, or moving to a community with lower taxes and living costs. These choices can free up significant cash, lower monthly expenses, and even bring you closer to family or new friends. It takes courage to reimagine your home and daily routine, but it can also be deeply rewarding. I know many who have seen their quality of life improve by making these practical, thoughtful adjustments. Healthcare expenses are another area where wisdom pays off. You know this already. Unexpected health costs can upend the best-laid plans. Taking time each year to review your Medicare supplements, prescription coverages, and any long-term care needs is crucial. There have been so many changes in plans, coverage options, and even wellness programs that can save hundreds, if not thousands, over the years. Have you noticed how comparing plans used to mean poring over thick books, and now it can mostly be done with a few clicks and some patience? Taking the time for this annual checkup can mean more funds for the things you enjoy. Let's bring in the idea of making your assets work for you, especially those that can sometimes become lazy. Maybe you have cash sitting in savings earning very little, or perhaps you own a home with unused living space. Exploring options like high-yield savings accounts, CDs, or safely renting out a room can generate additional monthly income. And for those who are more comfortable, some consider reverse mortgages as a way to tap home equity while continuing to live at home. Each has risks and benefits, and it's wise to talk things through with trusted family or advisors before making big moves. Have you found creative ways to get more from what you already own? Charitable giving and legacy planning are often on the minds of those in this stage of life. The truth is, purposeful giving can both enrich your legacy and sometimes provide tax benefits that improve your cash flow right now. Qualified charitable distributions, donating to donor-advised funds, or even leaving gifts in your will are all worth thoughtful consideration. It's about supporting causes that reflect your lifelong values and making sure your resources make the biggest difference for both your loved ones and the causes you cherish. What's one way you've made an impact that you're proud of, big or small? So far, we've traveled across Social Security timing, smart withdrawal strategies, income flooring, working in new ways, lifestyle adjustments, vigilant health planning, maximizing assets, and thoughtful giving. If you're finding these ideas helpful, take a moment to let us know. Tap that like button and subscribe to Ageless Intuition so others can join in this journey of living fully in retirement. You've gathered practical skills and patience through decades of raising families, building careers, navigating financial storms, and celebrating victories large and small. The wisdom you possess can shape a retirement of purpose, resiliency, and fulfillment. Using just a few of these strategies can stretch your resources, ease your mind, and most importantly, help you say yes to the experiences and connections that matter most. We'd love to keep this conversation going in the comments. Share one thing that's brought you a greater sense of abundance or security in retirement. There is so much we can learn from each other. Thanks for watching. Tap that like button and subscribe if this brought you joy today. We're growing thanks to wonderful folks like you. Wishing you a peaceful day wrapped in warmth and love.